Hey, we are live. Acquisition Manager Monday. I am just getting used to this Restream.io, but to all my folks that are out there doing any live streaming, the REI Live Atlanta Facebook group, which I'm trying to get more info into that group. So if you're interested, please go out and search if you're on Facebook, REI Live Atlanta Facebook group. Please give me some thumbs up, some hearts, all that good stuff, and comment below. I can see your comments live, and I'll be able to ask them and answer those questions if you have them. So we live 2020 Wholesaling Elite Live. Max Maxwell's event was super. They gave some great tips, and it was all about wholesaling. I mean, there's not many events that I've been to aside from like Wholesaling Inc.'s events that have been leveraging the top of the top leaders and industry leaders to talk about what's working on wholesaling in their markets, in their businesses. And I wanted to bring some of those goodies back today. What they did on day two, what Max put up there, was a panel of acquisition rock stars. Himself, Dedrick Polite, his AM personally, Shannon, I'm going to probably say her last name wrong, but Shannon Properties on Instagram, Scott Oates as well. And he got up there and he did his thing. But there were three quick takeaways, three quick tips that I'll sum it up, and then I'll read my actual notes that I was sharing with my AM. The top three things that I got. Tell them why they should work with you by building amazing, incredible rapport. People should be selling their houses to you. You're not chasing them. You chase a dog, it runs away. Sellers aren't dogs, but if you chase somebody, they run away. If you turn and stop or whatever, and they're going to want to work with you, they're going to chase after you. Once you start to pull back, that's a Tom Crow quotable. The other thing, the pause is everything. The silence deafening pause that when you deliver an offer or you're renegotiating and you're talking price and you say what you want and then you just completely be quiet and allow that seller to be uncomfortable instead of you having diarrhea of the mouth, if you will, just blurting out, oh, well, if that's too high, I can go a little lower. Like, no, you have to be quiet. Super, super important. I'll talk about that in a bit. And then lastly, future forecasting. So making sure that once you are getting to the point where you're closing, you're telling that person, you're boomeranging your property. Where will you be living as soon as you get to the next place? Or what's going to be different in your life once you get this done? And this could be for anything, anybody dealing with sales, any entrepreneur in any scenario. I think that is these tips, acquisition tips, are not just related to wholesaling real estate. Yes, that's what I do. Yes, that's what a lot of you guys do. But even if you're an entrepreneur watching this right now, and you use and leverage these tips of building rapport, being comfortable, being uncomfortable with silence and pauses when you deliver your offer price, as well as future pacing, showing the person, casting forward in their mind what they are going to look like once they purchase your product or service, all those things. I think that works even if you're selling cars or if you're selling anything, honestly. But specifically, let's get down to some specifics. So starting with Pace Morby, my main man out in Phoenix. Check him out. He actually just did a show yesterday. The wholesaling hotline, super incredible. And he also does Sunday service. So go follow him. Your job is not to convince your sellers to sell. Your job is to convince them to sell to you. Super, super, super. You can win deals where you are not the highest offer by building incredible rapport. There's so many times that I've closed on deals where somebody wanted to just work with me because they felt comfortable. We've built incredible rapport. I wasn't the highest offer, but they still wanted to move forward with me. That is super, super important. So let's shift from building incredible rapport and not convincing them to sell to you, or sell their house, but convincing them to sell to you. Let's now shift to the second statement, which was that silence. Shannon mentioned, this is Shannon from Maxwell's acquisition team. Once I have somebody on the phone for over 8 minutes, I know I'm building great rapport. If it's more than 15 minutes, we should definitely be getting closed. So in my business, the prospecting calls usually are lasting anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes, right, on average, or they don't even make it that far. They make it like less than a minute. But on average, the ones that are actually turning into leads are about 3 to 5 minutes. The ones that my acquisition manager, and we're virtual, so this was very important for me, and it's always important to reinforce even things that reinforcing them and hearing them. He stated before, hey, if I get them on the phone for a long period of time, I'm probably getting close because you're building incredible rapport, talking about everything other than the house. Get comfortable with the pause. I have literally been silent for 7 minutes before and eventually got that deal. You said, hey, look, Mr. Seller, the best we could do is $80K on this property. Just be quiet. Absolutely quiet. Don't say anything. And what will happen is, oftentimes a seller will not say anything as well. And it's just kind of a battle of the wills to see who's going to speak first, because the first person to speak first loses. Similar to like the person that gives their offer price first loses. Be uncomfortable being uncomfortable. Everything that you want is on the other side of your comfort zone. That's another Tom Kroll quotable. And that's very, very true. Having that silence, like I've talked myself out of thousands of dollars, literally thousands of dollars, by adding additional details when they weren't necessary. Yes, I'm going to podcast these gems, Stephen Tucker. The other thing, let them talk, guide the call. This was from Scott O. Know why they are selling, listen more than anything you do. My acquisition manager, John Carney, and you guys have seen him on here. I'm going to have him back on here next Monday, maybe. He does this so good that it bothers me. He does this so good that sometimes I'm like, bro, are you there? Are you listening? We were having a conversation. He listens to listen. He does not listen to talk. By listening to listen and active listening, you are, making sure that you can pick up on the clues and the hints that give you motivation, insights, which is super important. Also, people want to talk. People want to have a conversation. In the day and age, technology is crazy. Like, people just want to have a good conversation. You build good rapport and have good conversations, people are going to want to continue. They're going to like you, right? I mean, people do business with people that they like. So just let them talk and you just guide the conversation. If you've read Never Split the Difference, he talks about mirroring and matching, asking open-ended questions, repeating what they say. I'm just ready to move out and I'm just tired of this house. Oh, you ready to move out? Yeah, I'm ready to move out because, my mother-in-law is just wanting me to come stay with them. Oh, your mother-in-law wants you to come stay with them. Yeah, conversation that you can take and build more rapport, take it to the next level. So super, super, super important. You're there to guide the call. You have to, with anything that you do, as you get more experience, you get more reps. This is another thing they talk about, just getting reps doing things. I'm getting reps just speaking live to you guys. I get more comfortable doing it as I go, but you get reps in conversations with sellers to where you aren't, as Tom Crow would say, act as if you have $100,000, $200,000 in your pocket. You're not looking to try to sell and buy the house. Like, you're just having a conversation. You're being nice and chill and calm. And I promise you, and those are where you connect with somebody a lot better. And when you make your offer and you're patient, you will be surprised at the way you're able to work with and connect with, and ultimately negotiate better on your behalf if you just be quiet and you allow them to speak. First person that speaks loses. Seller is waiting for you to think that the offer is not high enough. That's a very, very good point. Give your offer and shut up. It's going to be awkward, but it works. You have to do it. Give them the ability to think through that offer. Cool. The last thing, future forecasting, visioning, like future visioning, is when you receive your check or when you receive your wire. This is especially if they're mobile. Our team is mobile. We do virtual deals a lot of the times. We're locking them up over the phone. So we're having a conversation. Hey, the biggest deal we just did the other day, that $72K hotel deal, seller was in Florida. I didn't answer that question, but like, hey, what are you going to be doing when you receive your wire? Like, you want to paint the full picture. It's kind of like getting clothes and boomeranging. It's like, once you get and you agree to an offer, hey, we're good to go at $100,000. You're going to be ready to sign this. And I'm going to connect you with the closing attorney. And just to double check, like, are you sure you don't want to like consider listing it with an agent? And say, no, I'm not sure. Like, you've sealed that deal. You've concreted that in because they told you, no, I'm not going to do anything else. I'm working with you. Okay, great. Well, look, hey, where are you going to be when you close this out? Like, where are you going to be with you, when you get your wire? If you've built incredible rapport, they won't have a problem having that conversation with you and sharing, hey, yeah, I'm going to be buying my ticket to Tahiti. You know what I mean? Like, I'm ready to go. Like, you're sealing and cementing that deal to where their mind is already at the finish line, and it's your job to guide them and get them there. So that were my big takeaways from the acquisitions piece, but there was so much more, man. Shout out to Max Maxwell. Again, he puts on a great event. I didn't know what to expect. I hadn't been to one in the past, but very humble guy. I think the folks that were up there were in this game, unspoken legends almost in this game that are doing their thing in multiple markets. And I have something that I put together. I interviewed a few people while I was out there, and I'm excited to share that with you. I call it One Live Q. We'll probably start dropping the first one today, and we'll do one every day for the next week or so, and share that with you so that you can gain the knowledge that I gained, some of the knowledge from that event. And hopefully it excites you to go to one of the Wholesaling Elite Lives to come, because it was a really great event. So again, I will continue to bring this for you. Shout out to you, Cuzzo. And I appreciate all of you. Tune in again next week, Monday. I'm figuring out this Restream IO. But if you have any questions in the meantime, DM me, PM me. I'm also releasing something. I'm going to be working at a new co-working space, and I am excited about that. So if you want office space near me and my buddies, give me a shout. We're going to try to recreate what's going on in Phoenix with the guys, Steve Train, Brent Daniels, Pace, Jamil, all those guys, Ivo, and we're going to recreate that here in Chamblee, Georgia. So give me a shout. I appreciate you all, and I am logging off. Have a good day. Peace.